Welcome back, Money Circle fam. I hope you guys are having another awesome day. I'm coming back at you with part 4 of building the investing portfolio from $5 to $1,000 as fast as I possibly can. And I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've updated you, and there's a reason for that. Not everything has been great with this challenge. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at what's going on across the stock market over the past month to 2 months since the new administration has taken office, there's been a lot of volatility within the stock market. Even the Magnificent Seven has seen its fair share of retraction right now. And because of that, as you can imagine, this challenge has gotten harder and harder and harder. Now, it definitely has humbled me, which I'm super thankful for. But at the end of the day, I have an obligation to you to be transparent. So you're going to get an update with where everything is at. I know last time we talked, I mentioned that I had the portfolio spread between 2 different stocks. Well, I'll update you as much as I can with that because I can tell you that I've probably done a decent amount of trades since then, and none of them have really picked up any sort of steam. I'm really going to only highlight some of the big losers and then big winners that I've had. There's definitely been a lot more losers than winners for sure. But again, this is all in transparency. So I think last time we left off, I had something like $8.31 in the stock market between 2 companies. And that is well off my pace. I know when I initially started this challenge, I wanted to try to get to $1,000 within 6 months. I can confidently tell you, unless I find a penny stock that's going to do 2,000x in a week or two, it's probably not going to happen, which I'm okay with because for me, when you're doing something new, like I am with day trading, you're going to go through growing pain. And this has been more growing pain in my investing life than I've ever experienced. And mind you, I've invested in real estate, I've invested in crypto, I buy individual stock all the time, but this has been the hardest one. And I could tell this is going to take some patience and take some time. There's actually a good friend of mine who, I'm going to get off topic just for a second here, but he's been day trading for about 10 years or so. And since I'm new to day trading, I wanted to pick his brain. It's not something that I'm used to. It's not something that I have much experience with. So I'm trying to navigate this as a newbie. And I said, here's what I'm doing right now. I told him about the challenge. And I said, give me some pointers. He goes, well, the first thing is this is going to take a lot of work. He goes, a lot of times it takes years for somebody to be a profitable trader, and win most of their trades. So you're coming at this from a, I'm just going to attack it standpoint, but there's a big learning curve between reading charts, understanding fundamentals, understanding market sentiment, understanding emotion, and really just gauging when good entries and exits are. So caveat, if that's the word you use, caveat, you are, I don't think that's over, that's fine. This is going to take you a while, basically is paraphrasing what he said. So that won't discourage me in this challenge because, again, I learned how to real estate invest by simply starting to real estate invest. I learned how to invest in stock simply by starting to invest in stock. And I learned how to buy crypto and invest in crypto by buying crypto. So this is going to be very similar, although the learning curve might be a little bit harder than it was with something like individual stock or real estate. So I have done quite a bit of trading. I don't know why I keep saying training, but I just woke up from a nap, so I guess that would be it. But I have done quite a bit of training over the past trading. Did I just say it again? I've done quite a bit of trading over the past month or so. And I'm not going to, again, highlight every single trade because I'm very much learning things in day trading and then trying to implement them as best as I can. So let me give you a couple of examples. I have a book that I started reading that teaches me how to read charts. So I'm going through reading this and then looking at charts and trying to compare, like, okay, here's what this chart's doing compared to this one, and then do I see it going up or do I see it going down? And then having to wait days to see what pattern it ends up doing if it's going to be a buy or be a sell. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm starting to learn about more features in the Robinhood app than I was ever using before. So like, for instance, I realize now that they have price alerts on there where once it gets up to a certain price point or once it gets down to a certain price point, you'll get a text notification. And you can use those to tell you whether to sell a stock or buy a stock or whether or not to not get involved in the trade or not. So I've been kind of playing around with that a little bit. So it's adding to the knowledge that I have in day trading, which is super cool. And I kind of look at it like I'm sharpening the arrows before I'm getting ready to actually like get big wins in day trading right now. So I still am trading some of the stock that I am comfortable with and I believe in. But what's also been kind of interesting as well is the fact that since the new administration has come in, it's been tariff announcement. And because of that, it's left a lot of retail investors scared to invest in the stock market, which means it's also going to impact day trading too. So now you have somebody like me who's never day traded before, who's coming in blind, basically never done this, reading books, learning the different features on apps, and then having to play around in a market that's very volatile right now. So as you can imagine, the odds have been stacked against me. So with that being said, I have played a couple of different trades. I'm trying to think of the notable ones because I know I've played like 10 or 15 different trades. Right now, I can tell you that I am in BBAI. I'm gonna go back and kind of talk about the time horizon of all of this. So I'm in BBAI right now. And the reason why is because, I mean, AI just had a huge recovery over the past, week or 2 weeks. That's with not only NVIDIA, but that's with Rigetti, that's with IonQ, that's with quantum computing, that's with D-Wave. In BBAI, I can get multiple shares and still kind of participate in that uptrend of AI. So that's where the portfolio is right now, and I believe I put $11.87 in it or something like that. So I think we're up like $3 from the last time that I updated the video. There definitely have been some losses in there as well. So I guess this is going to be more of like a recap than here's exactly all the moves I made. The one before that I was playing was Intel. And the reason why I played Intel is because I've been talking about Intel on my social media that this is a company that should be doing well because of everything going on with computer chips and AI and the big growth we've seen in the tech sector. But because of leadership, they've really been lagging behind. Well, they have new leadership now. So after the announcement of the new leadership, I decided to put some money into there. And what was kind of interesting is that I put money into Intel, and over the last week or two, most tech stocks have done well, but Intel didn't. And that really has led me to a position of like, I mean, I didn't lose much. I think it only went down like 1% or something like that, but it definitely didn't gain anything, which tells me that the consumer confidence in the stock still isn't there. So that's not a stock I can be day trading if I'm going to continue to grow the portfolio as quick as I possibly can. I need something that's going to grow like quickly and be able to get me to that $1,000 mark as fast as I can. So again, that's just another stock that I'm just like, okay, I tried it. It didn't work. Now, the other thing I did was I've been doing some research on stocks that have big upside potential, and I've been getting stock calls from other day traders. And I'm not going to say who they are. That's Kenya. She's getting ready to get comfortable. I'm not going to say who they are, but I've been trying to get tips and strategies from them too. And I listened to them for a couple of their stock calls, like 2 or 3 of their stock calls, and they didn't work at all. They actually went the opposite way. And I'm not going to blame the day traders that I got the stock calls from. They have private membership communities that I'm not a part of. So I think they give you like free stock calls to kind of like incentivize you to be a part of that. What I can tell you is they didn't work. So I won't be becoming a part of that. But again, this is me trying different things and seeing what works. So let me give you just a quick recap right now, because I'm not going to get into all of the trades that I've done, because again, I've probably done between 5 and 10, and that's been bait, and probably even more than that. It's probably more like 10 or 15. But the point of the trading that I've been doing is to better understand charts, to better understand setting proper price targets, but then also taking emotion out of it too, which is why I'm setting price targets. I noticed, and I think I mentioned this at the beginning, I've definitely been digging up emotions that I haven't really felt since I started investing in stock. So I've been trying to play a more patient game rather than I'm going to get in and get out as quick as I possibly can. I've been losing a lot of money because of that. So I am trying to use price targets to mark entries and exits so that I'm taking emotion out of it. So I'm understanding charts. I'm putting price targets in so I can cut out the emotional investing. And I am basically up against the volatility of the entire market right now because the tariffs, which now we have another one that's supposed to be coming in April 2nd, which is fantastic. So I picked a great time to start this challenge because I am not only up against the learning curve of day trading, but I'm also up against an administration that loves to tariff people. And it's just kind of interesting because some of the experts I follow, Ricky Gutierrez is one of them. I didn't get the stock calls from him. I got stock calls from somebody else. So, but he was even talking about, I was watching one of his videos recently, and he was even talking about how it's really hard to be a day trader right now because of the tariffs and because of the volatility. So it just adds to what I'm doing right now. So here's what I'll say in all of this. I know I've talked quite a bit. I wanted to kind of get on here and share with you where I've been mentally and why maybe you haven't seen as much posting about this than you did when I first started. I'm going through it right now. I am learning day trading, and this is very much how I treated every single part of my investing journey. This is just harder than I've ever had to do before. So I'm going to keep going. Right now, I am still in BBAI. I'm going to wait until probably, I'm going to see what happens over the next couple of days. I might pull it before April 2nd because of the tariffs. I have a feeling that the tariffs are if he ends up putting them in, is going to have negative consequence on the entire market again. So I might do that one as a short-term play where I'm talking 2 or 3 days. Keep in mind, I was doing a trade, entering and exiting a trade on the same day. I'm not doing that anymore. It's like I'll put a trade in and then I'll wait a couple of days until it hits the price target. Then I'll pull it out. So I've already transitioned like that. But I still want to get you guys into my mind because this is part of the journey of becoming good in something like investing. Is you have to be willing to sacrifice money. You have to understand that this is a learning curve, and anything worth getting good at is worth going through it. And that's what I'm doing right now, because 5 or 10 years down the road, when I know how to day trade with confidence and I can put a trade in the morning and exit 3 hours later and make 10, 15, whatever, 100 or 1,000 or whatever, it'll be worth it at that time. But in the meantime, I'm playing with a small portfolio so I can basically use this, right? So that eventually down the road, I can start day trading and learning that stuff. Not learning that stuff, but using it and then continuing to build my wealth. So right now, as I guess, overall recap, I have played about 10 different trades, I believe. And the portfolio built from $8.31 to now we're sitting at $11, and I believe it's 89 cents. I'll post it right here. And I'm sitting in BBAI, and I'm just waiting for this administration to figure out what they want to do, because once they figure it out, I think this thing's going to be a rocket ship. But I wanted to update you guys with that because you know what my page is all about. It's about transparency. I don't hit a home run in everything I do in investing, but there's always a lesson to be learned. And that's why I love the finance world. And that's why I love investing, because as I learn, you guys learn. And I'm thankful that you're here on the journey with me, because this is how it is. If I can take this hard part of losing money and going through it emotionally and give it to you so that you don't have to, that's awesome. But that's where the challenge is at, you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you so much for all the support that the page has gotten. If you do enjoy content like this and you appreciate transparency within finance, hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I will come at you guys with an update when I get one. But let's hope the tariffs end pretty soon, because this is getting crazy.